there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time with some extras sprinkled in here and there when the mood strikes me, such as Banned Books Week and October in general for spooky books. And today I have a banned book that, honestly, I had trouble getting through. And that is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Let's get into it. So this book came out in 1970. It was published June 1st, 1970. It's about 216 pages in paperback, about 7 hours as an audiobook, which is how I consumed the book. And in my notes, I never want to read this again. It's a depiction of Black girlhood in the 1940s, and it draws comparisons within the text to Dick and Jane, which the author paints as the ideal epitome of the white lifestyle standard. It deals with internalized racism, explores the suffering and religious themes. It's got the violent cycle between Pecola's parents and her. It's got shame over rape, incest, and race. It's been banned and challenged both over rape, incest, DEI materials, DEI content, sexually explicit, and child sexual abuse. So let's jump in with the book blurb, shall we? The Bluest Eye is Toni Morrison's first novel, a book heralded for its richness of language and boldness of vision. Set in the author's girlhood home of Lorain, Ohio, it tells the story of Black 11-year-old girl Pecola Breedlove. Pecola prays for her eyes to turn blue so that she will be as beautiful and beloved as the blonde, blue-eyed children in America. In the autumn of 1941, the year the marigolds in the Breedlove's garden do not bloom, Pecola's life does change in painful, devastating ways. With its vivid evocation of the fear and loneliness at the heart of a young child's yearning and the tragedy of its fulfillment, The Bluest Eye remains one of Toni Morrison's most powerful, unforgettable novels and a significant work of American fiction. This book, while I don't agree that you should ban books, I don't believe that banning books is ever the answer. Like, if you ban something, if you challenge something, if you say, hey, this book is bad, this book is dirty, it's gonna be like catnip to readers. Anytime you ban a child from doing something, all they think about is doing the thing that's banned. This was true for me, this was true for my older brother, this was true for all of my friends growing up. I'm sure it was true for y'all, to some extent. That banning something on some level made you think about doing the thing that was banned, if not outright doing the thing that was banned. So, that being said, I do not believe this book should be taught in high schools. I believe that the subject matter is on the rough side, that it's handled in such a way that it is not appropriate for a high school audience. As a college course, absolutely. Read this, study it, analyze it. It's got interesting use of narrative devices. It's got interesting word choice. It's got repetitive phrases and things that make it fascinating on a literary context. For a humanities class, for an English class, this is a great one to read. For a high school class, no. Although I will say banning it over DEI is stupid. Because the reason it was banned, I looked up what the reasons under the DEI content it was banned for. It's because it depicts Black children in the 1940s. Yeah, some books will do that. That's storytelling in linear time. That's kind of how that works. I will not be talking about the plot of this book because I found the plot to me was triggering. I didn't know what this book was about. I didn't know anything about this book other than it was banned and challenged. And this book was triggering to me in its depictions of child sexual abuse and its depictions of physical abuse between the parents and the children. This book was not a good book for me personally. I know people who have read this book who said it was moving, that it made them think about things in different ways. Okay, that's great. I'm glad it did something for you. It did something for me too, and that was make me physically ill. I can admit that this book is expertly written. It is beautiful prose, it's good word choice, it's very interesting in the way that it's constructed. I can admit that from a literary standpoint, this book is in fact a work of art. From a subject matter standpoint, I never want to read this book ever again. And I kind of don't want to read anything else this author has to say. because of what she had to say with this book. This is not the book for me. That doesn't mean it's not the book for you or not the book for someone else. That doesn't mean it's a bad book. It means it is not my book. So we'll be moving on to the book banning controversies. From Wikipedia page, The Bluest Eye has been frequently landed on the American Libraries Association of Most Challenged Books because it contains offensive language, sexually explicit material, and controversial issues, as well as depicting child sexual abuse and being unsuited for the age group. The American Library Association placed it on the top 10 most challenged book lists for 2006, 2014, 2013, 2020, and 2022. Ultimately, it became the 34th most banned book in the United States between 1990 and 1999, the 15th most banned book between 2000 and 2009, and the 10th most banned book between 2010 and 2019. Montgomery County, Maryland, The Bluest Eye was legally challenged on February 10, 1998, by a mother from Montgomery County, Maryland, named Christy Schwalm. She brought The Bluest Eye and 4 other books to the attention of the county school board, describing The Bluest Eye, as well as others, as lewd adult books. I would not say this book is lewd. I would say this book is graphic, but lewd implies, to me at least, lewd implies a certain amount of consent that is not there. So, adult, yes, this is not a children's book. This is not a book for children. It's not a book for high schoolers. Definitely not for middle school or elementary school students, which I doubt this book is in any middle school or elementary libraries. But I would not describe this book as lewd because, to me, lewd implies consent. The book, however, was not removed from the curriculum, and her objections were not upheld in court. Baker City, Oregon, in 1999, The Bluest Eye was successfully banned from Baker High School language arts program in Baker City, Oregon, after multiple complaints from parents about the content of the book. The original source of contention for this novel was the rape scene between Charlie and Peccola, between father and daughter. Later, the book was banned for being sexually explicit, unsuited for the age group, and containing controversial issues. The decision was made by Baker City School Superintendent Arnold Coe and was supported by the school board. In 1999, in Claremont, New Hampshire, parents of students at Stevens High School in Claremont, New Hampshire objected to the books being assigned to lower grade levels. The case started when parents complained that the school board thought the book contained content that was sexually inappropriate for children. As a result, the school board decided to remove the book from freshman and sophomore reading lists, as they should. It shouldn't be on those to begin with because this is not a children's book. In addition, the school also ruled that teachers must send reading lists to parents early on in the year to get their approvals as to which books the children could read and discuss in class. It was viewed as an adult book. In 2005, in Littleton, Colorado, the Littleton School Board voted to ban The Bluest Eye from reading lists, where it was listed as optional, and to remove it from libraries of the Heritage and Arapahoe high schools, despite the recommendation of the book committee that the book be restricted to juniors and seniors. The ban was enacted in response to a complaint received by a parent of a 9th grade student who was on the board and took issues with the novel's sexual content, specifically the scene of Peccola's rape. Ultimately, the book was reinstated after English teacher Julie Vlasin filed an application to the board explaining why it should not be banned. Howell, Michigan. In 2007, a group called LOVE, Livingston Organization for Values and Education, challenged 4 books in the high school, including Bluest Eye, Black Boy, Slaughterhouse-5. I've read Slaughterhouse-5. It was boring as hell, but not objectionable. And the Freedom Writer's Diary. National Coalition Against Censorship published a letter in response to the criticism, claiming that the scenes which involve sex represent small but essential parts of the novels, consistent with the kind of material that high school students frequently read. Adams County, Colorado, in 2013, a group of parents challenged The Bluest Eye at Legacy High School's AP curriculum due to the book's sexual content and the subject matter of girl getting raped by her father. In their petition lodged through Change.org, the parents argued that they did not want developmentally inappropriate and graphic books used for classroom instruction. And then we have Ohio. In September 2013, The Bluest Eye was challenged by the Ohio Board of Education President Deb Turhar. It was later reinstated. Wake County, North Carolina, in July 2014. East Wake High School in North Carolina removed it. However, it was still left available for students if they wish to read it at their own discretion, which I think is the correct choice. That let it be available in libraries for high school students, not for middle school or elementary students, which it's not anyway. But let it be available if they want to read such a thing. But you don't have to teach it. Like, make it available, but don't teach it. Like, it doesn't have to be... Not every book is appropriate to every audience. And just because a book is inappropriate for the classroom doesn't mean that there isn't some merit to reading the book. Similar to The Perks of Being a Wallflower, this book could be useful for people who have undergone similar experiences, to let them be seen and to make them feel seen. I did not enjoy this book. For me, it was 2 of 5 stars. It's 2 stars because the writing was immaculate on a technical level, but the content matter definitely dropped it down 3 stars. Have you read The Bluest Eye? Have you read anything else by Toni Morrison? Given my reaction to this, should I read Beloved? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.